Okay, let's see, everything's hooked up. Here we go.
So we actually just switched our votes and we got guarantees. We talked to the Secretary of State directly and got guarantees that any NGOs that are funneling American tax dollars to the Taliban are officially going to be cut off. So he's personally bird-dogging that. That's a huge deal because, as you know, there have been reports that our American taxpayer dollars are still going $40 million a week to the Taliban.
Sorry about all the wind there.
That the Senate didn't want to specifically add in the provisions of the NDA. We got the guarantees from the Secretary of State, so we're going outside of the Senate, going directly to the Secretary of State, which is great. And then also, too, Elizabeth Warren gutted the anti-CBDC legislation out of the NDAA. We have a guarantee that the House of Representatives will go to war with the Senate. So House side will go to war with the Senate over that to ensure that it's made permanent, not just a 5-year extension that they want to put on the appropriations. And then there's also some other stuff that we got a guarantee for on something that we've been very vocal. Maybe the hint is banning insider trading, so you'll see that.
Was the president involved in any of these negotiations?
No, we talked directly to the Speaker, the Secretary of War, Secretary of State, Secretary of War. We talked to earlier about that, and then also Burchett. He's been the one.
Say hi when you get in, so I can see you're here.
Funding for the Taliban efforts, and we heard directly from the Secretary of State.
It takes a while to come up on.
I'm sorry.
Facebook.
You got it.
I'll hit them all.
Got it. Secretary of State was very kind, and
I like this guy.
And agreed to work with me on making sure that all funding the Taliban was cut off, and not just the peripheral stuff, but NGOs.
I gotta check my Facebook, make sure it's coming up on that. We'll see if it's allowing.
So he had language that would specify that taxpayer dollars couldn't be spent or given to the Taliban, and they refused to add that in the NDAA. So, Burchett, this goes around it, correct?
I mean, I've been working on this thing for over a year. I mean, it's ridiculous. These folks will hate us for free. Hell, they shot her husband up. So, there's no love for the freaking Taliban. And they even think we're having this discussion. It shows how ridiculous this place is and how corrupt. These NGOs are crooked as a dog's leg.
We got a good deal for the American people.
We did.
I mean, you guys have been fighting to get this Stock Act passed for some time. I mean, now that you've had these discussions, how do you feel about its prospects?
Well, Hakeem Jeffries, I don't know if he, I think he knows what the provisions are for the executive branch that prohibits them from being able to insider trade.
I didn't take that off the screen yet.
Congress is equal to the executive branch. He said on record to you guys that he would support it. So the Speaker is aware of that, and I think that you will see forward momentum from the Speaker's office. You guys should ask the Speaker about that. But I just tried to ask the Speaker. He didn't say. Can you please explain to us what he did? Yeah, so I think that you'll see something. Consensus is going to be put on the floor at some point. But, even aside from that, we had multiple people sign on to the discharge petition today, additional to what was last week and the week before that. So we're cooking.
So you think this is going to pass as soon as when?
Well, I don't know. It'll be a version of the Stock Act. The Stock Act is not exactly the language of the executive branch, but you'll see something. I asked for next week. I don't believe we'll do it by next week, but it'll definitely be hopefully within the next week.
Before the end of the year.
Well, we're technically only in session next week. We'll see. But I would hope for the end of before the end of the year, but I'm not.
And how many signatures do you have currently?
I think I have over 20 now, 20 something.
The bottom line is the Speaker made assurances to you that this is going to pass.
Well, a version, and that we're going to work towards. He understands it's bad. Also, Hakeem went on a record, so calls bluff.
And what were your conversations with the Secretary of State like?
Amazing. He's great. He's like, we have the direction of the White House. The president doesn't support Taliban funding going in. Also, too, by the way, if Ukraine doesn't play ball and they don't respond to President Trump's peace deal, you can guarantee they're not getting American weapons through NATO either. So just because it's written there doesn't mean that he's going to get it. The president has every authority to be able to leverage that in peace negotiations, and I think he will. Exactly. So we talked to the secretary directly. He said, look, you find that, I can promise you I will personally bird dog it. He will bring Burchett into the skiff and we'll go with them, and they will lose all funding. But that's a huge deal because you have Senate that was actively blocking it, but you have the willingness of the House of Representatives and the administration to work together to go around the war hawks in the Senate, which is great because those people are so
Hey, John.
It's not even funny. I mean, we're bad here, but they're pretty good. They're like worse, I would say. So,
what are they on healthcare? Moderates in your conference.
Got a bunch of clips. I didn't organize them. I didn't have time today. I was working on
and everybody freaked out.
Thing.
But that did was brought everybody to that table. Yeah. Drunk was playing chess. We're sitting here playing checkers. We're finally sitting here talking about it, and there's actually stuff on the table.
Yeah.
What about those 2-year extension of the moderates?
Well, it gives it. Well, under Trump, it was to get us to the table. I don't know that the votes will be there to pass that into the.
I think you'll
Sure,
see
it's
something
heard the
that'll
news
come
now
to,
about some of those
out of the
ones that
administration,
stormed the
probably
church
on that
being
topic
arrested so
specifically, 'cause
far.
they've been working
Oh,
on this
there's
for a
more to
while.
come.
But I mean, even on the whole issue of affordability and everything, I mean,
Let me find
family
that
members
picture.
1 in 3 are exposed to pharmaceutical in some way. So healthcare, pharmaceuticals, it's all involved. So
It
that's
would be
my
a problem for
position.
the speaker if he wanted
Oh, I'm in the wrong folder for that.
I don't know because I'm not on the whip team and I'm not the speaker. I can tell you that my district
And they might not
specifically
whip
doesn't.
it.
Yeah,
Even.
they might not whip
Just
it.
to,
Yeah.
Your district doesn't want what?
Well, my district specifically, we're not big on Obamacare, right? So like,
Let me pause this. Let me drag this over. This dude looks like he got arrested. One of the. They said originally there was 2 arrested, but it looks like there's at least 4. This dude really needed it. I tell you that. Oh, I gotta bring that video back up. Hold on. There we go.
I'm representing my district, but even then, so we understand that the health insurance cartel.
How's the weather down there, John? It's crazy cold here. Tomorrow it's gonna be like 2 degrees, wind chill like 30 below or something. It's gonna be ridiculous tomorrow. I know, it's crazy. Let me grab it in the next video. Oh, we gotta get back in the downloads here. Here we go. Let's go with this one.
A voter fraud case that first came to light this summer.
Fraud. 2
people pleaded guilty in federal court to being paid to help register voters. In all, 500 to 600 fraudulent voter registration applications were submitted to election officials in offices in 13 Minnesota counties.
Hi there, Frank. It was some sharp election
surprising?
workers in Carver County who realized the names and addresses on the voter registration forms did not match with any county residents. Prosecutors charged 2 people with 1 count each of voter registration fraud. According to the charging documents, the 2 were paid by an unnamed foundation to help register voters.
NGOs, that's our own tax dollars.
The 2 defendants pled guilty this summer and have since moved out of state. The scope of the 2-year FBI and state investigation was not previously known.
Moved out of state, you still can go arrest them.
It's very significant that they said today it was 13 counties, between 500 and 600 fake voter registrations. And that's just from 2 of the independent contractors that worked with this group.
I bet you
The
there's a lot more than
investigation
that.
involved scouring hundreds of records.
On guidance from the FBI, the voter registration applications were mailed directly to the election lead,
With AI,
and
we should be
instructions
able to
were
catch them
shared
a
to
lot
use
easier in the
gloves
future.
when handling the forms.
In testimony before the committee, Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon says the system designed to catch voter fraud worked.
This is a case about individuals who conspired to submit false voter registration applications. This is not a case about fraudulent votes. And this is ultimately
The Democrats trying to say, it wasn't voter fraud just because they applied to be there.
the case of the system working.
How many were in the system is challenged.
Republican Committee Chair Kristen Robbins, who is running for governor, says she has additional concerns that the unnamed foundation that paid the 2 workers is funded by state taxpayer dollars.
99% of their budget comes from state grants. So this is a group that the state is funding and that then went out and did these voter registrations.
Now, the hearing left a lot of people, including us, with a lot of questions
more
that were
economies
not
open,
answered.
and
One of the big
a lot of
ones,
them probably
the
don't even
12 other
exist.
counties where the fraud was discovered are not being named.
Unbelievable. This guy smashed. He was trying to hit the ICE agents. And he smashed into there, and then they searched a car, and they found a bunch of stuff in there. I forgot what it was, drugs and stuff like that, too. Unbelievable. He tried to hit him. He got his just rewards, let's put it that way. Not sorry.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, is this Mandera Childcare?
68, wow. There'll be like 2 tomorrow.
I mean, I'm calling looking for childcare. Is this childcare? You guys are on the Washington website for childcare, so I was just curious. I live in Federal Way looking for childcare.
Oh, tomorrow you get hit, huh?
Oh, you guys don't, but you're listed on the website.
Hey, Kinder.
Oh, okay, and you guys accept state subsidies too.
Kindar?
Just so you know.
Kindar?
Crazy.
Welcome. Not surprised there with that. Here's Kim Calabac.
Hey guys, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here. Busy Tuesday afternoon going through earmarks. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about the SAVE Act because today marks 285 days since the House of Representatives passed the SAVE Act. Now, the SAVE Act is common sense. It's not controversial. All it says is that you have to prove that you are a citizen in order to vote in federal elections. Now, this bill has already been passed out of the House, but now it goes to the Senate, and the Senate has been sitting on it. So please call your senators.
They don't want it passed.
Tell them to pass the SAVE Act. The integrity of our elections and subsequently the future of our country depend on it. In the meantime, I'm going to keep going through these earmarks. There's another set of them.
Earmarks of all more spending.
These crazy bills that we're voting on this week. Take care. God bless.
They should have line item veto, too. Trump should be able to strike out different spending, line by line, instead of having to pass the whole budget or not. You should have line item veto.
And he's basically playing risk because people.
It would have to go back to the House and Senate if something's been striked out, and they have to vote on that individually. That'd be the way to do it.
His feelings, or people ostensibly hurt his feelings. So I am appreciative that the president is being transparent about this. I would love it if he was more transparent about the human sex trafficking network that he was a part of.
Piece of crap.
But you can't win them all.
Watch the tail end.
I'm grateful that the president is being transparent about the Nobel Peace Prize and his desires for Greenland. Scott, what do you think about that?
You going to let that sit?
Hey,
We're going to claim here on CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring, or?
Well,
I mean,
we're going to talk about the Epstein file. Scott, I will do the fact checking as we go along here. Repeat what you said about the global sex trafficking ring.
That Donald Trump was provably very involved with it.
Okay, we'll get to that later. I mean, Donald Trump has never been charged with any crimes in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. But
it's a bunch of bullcrap. Watch the tail end.
We'll talk about Epstein files later. Satisfied?
Let me pause it there. Look what he had to say. He had truly apologized about it, right? But he got to get that little clip out there, I'm sure. He didn't mean it. What a piece of crap, I tell you.
They're in the African store. They're not supposed to come in here.
This is Somalia. ICE raid in the Somalia store.
Me? Oh my God.
They're coming back to get the guy that was chasing.
Here.
Bye-bye.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Listen, respect me.
I will respect you. You guys enter, or you guys are busting through his door.
You guys are not doing any order.
You guys
someone in the back of the store. Bye-bye, illegals.
They enter through the back door.
I'm not going to close my door. Yeah, you can close.
You guys have to.
I'm not doing shit. You have everything.
They'll come through here. If they're ICE.
Yeah, it's ICE. They're here illegally. Bye-bye. That's the point of it. They're doing their job. I hope they got a bunch of them, actually. Probably.
To every white liberal out in the streets claiming to fight white supremacy and stand up for Black and Hispanic people, go home.
This lady's good.
Everything you're doing is making life harder for the people you claim to support. Look around you. How many Black and Hispanic people are actually standing beside you right now? Because I promise you this, if Black people feel the need to fight for something, we know how to do that. We fought when dogs were unleashed on us. We fought when pressure washers used to rip the skin off our bodies. We fought when we couldn't walk down the street without the threat of being lynched. We fought not to be oppressed anymore. And what you do stupefies people into thinking we still are. And Hispanics, they don't need you either. 50% of Latinos voted for Trump. Why? Because they and their families came here legally, did things the right way, and are tired of watching illegal immigrants get rewarded while they follow the rules. A lot of them live on the border and see what happens when there's an unhealthy influx of illegal immigrants in this country. They want deportations too. Your white privilege isn't helping anyone because it doesn't even exist, and believing that people of color can't stand up for themselves without your privilege leading the way is one of the most racist ideas there is. Google the white savior complex. White guilt has been imposed on you so deeply to the point that you feel like it's your duty to hold up posters and vandalize things with your delusional solutions, leading people to
they
think
want
I
socialism.
support it because of my skin color. Get it? Stop. Go home. And get a job. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, they're getting NGO money, our own tax dollars.
We've proved now that there was direct access to the Antrim County election management system because we show on November 5th, we can see it in the forensic images, that an anonymous user logged onto the EMS remotely with escalated privileges and made changes to the database when they were trying to retabulate the
Hopefully
election.
a few more will pop in
So
here.
that's one huge development because now we prove that the machines were remotely accessed. And more importantly, they were remotely accessed by an anonymous user who had elevated privileges in the system. That is pretty damning for the non-forensic reviewers out there, or people who do not want a forensic audit. And the other thing probably is equally explosive. Everyone's seen ballots before, like these ballots here. On the side of the ballot, there's these black boxes. There's 59 black boxes on the side of the ballot. We now see within the forensic images that in Antrim County, those blocks 15, 18, 28, 41, and 44 were all intentionally modified. The height and the width, the shape of those blocks were intentionally modified in order to generate errors. What does an error do? In this case, by modifying those specific blocks, they were able to cause rejections for Republican ballots. Meaning if you voted for Donald Trump and then put your ballot in the machine, your ballot was rejected at a rate of 20% more than Joe Biden ballots.
Yep, part of the plan.
Administrator, fantastic to see you in person. So we hit the numbers. 6,900 borrowers suspended, about, 400 million in alleged fraud. We want to see jail time for these people as well. Is that on the way?
Look, this is in the future. There's handcuffs and jail time coming because what we saw when we dug into it, it didn't take long when we scratched the surface within 2 days to find $3 million worth of fraud. Then it accumulated up to $430 million, 7,000 fraudulent borrowers. That's in one state. So we're getting to work, taking a deeper dive. We're sending those files over to federal law enforcement for prosecution. And then we're going on to the next state. And we're going to continue to follow through on this because this is pandemic era fraud that the Biden administration tried to sweep under the rug. And it took money from deserving Main Street businesses. And we know how hard our small businesses work. They make up 99% of all the businesses in all of our states across the country.
Now, some conservatives in Minnesota are starting to speak out. Watch this.
Hello, everyone. Minnesota here. I'm actually in Minneapolis. So I work 80 to 90 hours a week. I put on 600 to 700 miles a week on my car. I work incredibly hard. Now, the media would have you believe that this entire state is a Democrat state and a socialist Democrat state. And I can tell you that there are millions of conservatives in this state. I want you to ponder something. So a common question I get asked is, how do you guys keep electing these corrupt politicians into the Minnesota government? So ponder this. Billions of dollars worth of fraud here. And we're supposed to believe, our bad. It just slipped through my fingers. I didn't even know what was going on. And some might have went in my pocket, but we'll fix it. But our elections are completely honest. We are to be trusted 100% in this area. I truly believe this will be the next fraud that will come out in insane numbers. First point. Second point, as conservatives, we are so suppressed in this state. We cannot talk about our values, our love for this country, why we are conservatives, how we value family, country, Constitution for fear of loss of job, loss of company, loss of customers. Oh, and by the way, now you need to strap up to take your family to church, because I guarantee you with the leadership that we have here in Minnesota, that issue is going to get way, way worse. Which I have no problem protecting my family in that way, and there are millions of us that feel the same way. But can I tell you, I am tired. I feel utterly betrayed, and I am tired. So here's my request from you guys. Will you please pray for Minnesota? Pray.
It's needed, I tell you that. It's needed.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm here.
He's there against all the ICE protesters in Minnesota. Or no, I think he's in Texas, actually, for this one.
In Texas, we had a whole bunch of radical leftist lunatic liberals surrounding me. They're all blowing their whistles. They're blowing the whistles. More ice, please. More ice, please. More ice, please. Thank God President Trump is back in the White House. Thank God. I'm so happy President Trump is in the White House. This is MAGA country. We need more ICE agents throughout the United States of America to come deport these illegal aliens. We don't need any more illegal aliens in the United States of America. Deport them all to save us all. This is what needs to happen right now in the United States of America. The Democrats imported millions of people, and these Democrats are actually out here advocating and fighting for the illegal criminal. They're actually advocating for the illegal criminal in this country. Imagine that.
I think it's Gregory there.
ICE is doing a wonderful job. They're doing what we voted for. I voted for this. I voted for this. I voted for what President Trump is doing. I voted for what ICE is doing. I voted for this. I voted for this. President Trump is doing what I voted him to do. I voted for him to do this. When Obama was in office, he deported 5 million people. And none of these leftist lunatics were out here protesting against Obama. None of them were protesting against Obama. None of them. President Trump is only doing what a president is supposed to do. He's supposed to remove the illegal criminal out of the United States of America. And that's exactly what I voted for. That's exactly what President Trump is doing. Thank God President Trump is in the White House. Thank God for ICE. Thank God for J.D. Vance. Thank God for Stephen Miller. Oh my God. Stephen Miller is a rock star.
Yeah, man. That's pretty good. The whistling's hard to take with that much whistling. He's pretty tough taking it. All right, I'm going to do a couple humor ones.
Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory. It's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important nearly when we gave it back. You know, when we gave it back, it wasn't the same as it is now. It's not important for any other reason, you know.
Blow out their own eardrums.
Talks about the minerals. There's so
That'd
many
be the hardest thing,
so
really.
rare
I'm deaf in one ear, so they wouldn't
no
matter.
such thing as rare earth. There's rare processing, but there's so much rare
I
earth.
wear the earplug only on the one side.
And this to get to this rare earth, you got to go through hundreds of feet of ice. That's not the reason we need it. We need it for strategic national security and international security. This enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America on the northern frontier of the Western Hemisphere. That's our territory.
You end up doing a deal for it.
It is therefore a core national security interest of the United States of America. And in fact, it's been our policy for hundreds of years to prevent outside threats from entering our hemisphere, and we've done it very successfully. We've never been stronger than we are now. That's why American presidents have sought to purchase Greenland for nearly 2 centuries. You know, for 2 centuries, they've been trying to do it. They should have kept it after World War II. But
are you going to miss
they had
it
a different
there?
president. That's all right. People think differently. Much more necessary now than it was at that time.
Oh, yeah, you're on the road quite a bit there.
In 2019,
Gregory. I know we're
Denmark
supposed to
said
be
that they would spend
2 degrees
over
tomorrow. It's
$200
supposed to be
million
like about 2
to
degrees.
strengthen Greenland's defenses. But
2
as you know, they
degrees, wind
spent
chill
less
like
than 1%
30
of
below.
that amount. 1%. There's no sign of Denmark there.
Yeah, I'd say, oh, yeah. Pretty cold, huh? I'd say that for sure. Insane. Here's some more
Do you
humor.
have the new book on how to deport illegal immigrants?
Get the fuck out of here and don't come back.
Yes, that's the one. Do you have it in paperback?
Get the hell out of here.
I told you about Mandami's army. They have just sanctioned 4,000 paid activists in New York City, which they have gotten mobilized. And Mayor Mandami said, as
4,000. Who's paying for them?
I predicted a month ago, that if any ICE comes in the city, they have 4,000 paid activists ready to be deployed.
And that's not even counting the normal leftists that are going to join them. They're going to have thousands of them.
Against ICE at a moment's notice.
Oh, that's right. That's his voting base.
I don't know how you can get any more clearer than what is going on in this country. We have paid communist-funded agitators against our federal law enforcement agents trying to do their job in order to protect their power base. These are paid agitators, paid by communist billionaires. You got paid army people. They call themselves activists. They got guns. You saw them in Minnesota. Play this clip.
Yep, this is my block. This is my area. I don't go into other people's neighborhoods and try and intimidate them. I protect my people.
Are you giving out your name?
No, I'm okay with that.
His people? His people?
Our neighborhood's showing up.
Was he Muslim or something?
You guys had a lot of people out here, right?
At least 30 or more.
Yeah.
40 or 50.
That's pretty good for a quick turnout.
We have got to get real about what is going on. President Trump, right now, we need action. The base is getting very restless. He said he might invoke the Insurrection Act. He should invoke it, and he should have invoked it yesterday. We got 15.
Well, some of the rest are starting to do now should tamper it down a bit to keep them a little bit more in mind, in line, I should say. They can still protest, but they don't have to go to the extent they're doing now.
1,500 federal troops on alert. They need to get sent there. They need to put checkpoints up around the Capitol. That's the first thing that needs to happen. There is no way backing down out of this. There's no way down. Eisenhower did this. John F. Kennedy did this. When you have states basically saying we're just not going to adhere to federal law, then you got to step in. We need action. We got too much talk going on here. Tell you the other thing, the base is getting restless. We need arrests. We need Fry and handcuffs. We need the governor of Minnesota. These guys are going to get indicted. They need to be perp walked. Don Lemon and his crew disrupting church services. See, this is social.
Now today they tried to go after Don Lemon, and some judge blocked it. I heard. Has anyone heard anything about that? Some judge blocked him arresting Don Lemon.
Disorder beyond the pale. It's not a peaceful protest. You want to protest peacefully outside? We've done it forever. That's fine. Lemon ought to be perp walked out. We have got to stop this. And I'm telling you, folks, the communists are at the gate. We're sitting around sending texts, doing Facebook. That ain't going to do crap. So this is just not going to end until President Trump says, I've had enough, and he ends it himself. The first thing he should do, 1, Insurrection Act right now. Number 2, action. Let's get the cuffs out. Let's indict Fry. Let's indict the governor of Walsh. Let's get him in cuffs. Let's perp walk him out. There's no other way. We need a map.
Yeah, yesterday it booted me off because I was doing election fraud. It let me go quite a ways. But it was Facebook that went first, I think. I think it was first one down because it's still on YouTube, but it stopped but because of Rumble stopping sending it out and anywhere else but Rumble. It was still sending on Rumble, but I'm trying to get it to all the platforms at once,
Ice garbage? Are you ice garbage? Mom, let's go.
Look at this nutcake.
Who are you? What's your name? Are you ice? Oh, you don't want me to take a picture of your face? Is that because you're ice?
Watch it happen.
What are you doing? Eventually. Who are you? Who are you? What is this? What is all this?
I would be slapping that son of a bee.
What is this? Is this ice? Are you an ice piece of shit?
Poking him.
Is that what you are? Are you some ice piece of shit? Is that what you are? Because you won't say your name? Is that what you are? You some ice piece of shit? Are you some ice garbage person? Is that what you are? You must be.
She's gonna get justice here in a minute.
What are you doing?
That woman be slapped.
What are you doing?
Slapped down.
What are you doing? Are you some ice piece of shit? You some ice piece of shit? Huh? Some ice piece of shit? Is that what you are?
She has no right
touching.
Is that what you
are? Is that what you are? Some ice piece of shit? Fucking ice garbage? Are you ice garbage?
Someone with a camera, actually.
Ice garbage?
It's probably a YouTuber. Uh-oh. Bye-bye! Spend some time in jail. Have fun.
A friend of mine just got hired by ICE, and he told me that the paycheck was $120,000 a year. Monetarily, income-wise, best job he's ever had.
Gregory.
And after a few days on the job, he was like, I just don't understand Americans.
Yeah,
he was a Democrat.
John.
He was a liberal. He's the one I used to trade barbs with back and forth about libs and conservatives and Trump and Kamala.
Oh, you did hear about it in some liberal.
And now he's radicalized all the way to the right because of you people in the streets, making his job hard. His wife, his couple of kids.
We got way too many liberals.
And he just feels like every time I go out there, I hate these people. Sure. He hates these liberals in the streets. And then you guys are going, shame,
I don't know if they have
You're
to have a law they've broken,
and
I think, to remove the judges.
ICE
I'm not
agents
sure.
who have families just like you do, who have loved ones, friends, parents, and they're just trying to make a living. Just trying to make a living. They are the messengers.
I agree, Gregory.
They're just doing their job. ICE agents don't make the laws.
So-called judges are
they just
criminals.
follow them. Protesting ICE workers is like yelling at cashiers because you don't like the store prices.
I think
they are the wrong target. If people are mad about immigration rules, they should be protesting the politicians in D.C. They're the ones who wrote the laws.
He's right.
Not the people hired to enforce them. They're out here trying to keep your community safe, trying to remove dangerous people from the street. A big part of what ICE does is finding and removing people who've committed serious crimes, like human trafficking or gang activity. They are here to stop the bad guys.
Amen. He's arresting one of these leftists that was interfering. He's crying like a baby. Oh, this is the one that was protesting the church. They did get him. One of the ones he's being arrested. Remember that guy at the church? That loudmouth son of a bee? I think honking the horn at that point is going to do anything. I don't think so. But they're trying to block him in and all that kind of stuff. Have a nice week in jail or two. John, I can't look at your post right now.
I just want to apologize. You guys heard he's identified us. He's going to come for me. So when they come, I'm going to be the first to run. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
And he did run, and he did get caught.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
He would have been the first one I'm arrested, I tell you that. And that whole church thing. And several other protests. He's one of the leaders of that crap. Be nice if they found something on him that would give him some more time. I bet you it'd be right out, the left's got plenty of money, our money. Hopefully it'll give him a record too. Oh, there it is. Wait a second. I wanted to stop it on that area. I tried to stop it. Judge rules feds Minnesota immigration or operation can't obtain or tear gas peaceful protesters. Well, he's not peaceful. He's not peaceful. Not even close.
I just saw a liberal, single, go figure, woman, talking about how she doesn't understand how some of her friends haven't divorced their husbands who were quiet during the Renee Good situation.
No, not that they were on the right side, just weren't active enough against it.
Like the fact that I can vote, but the more opinions of women that I see, I am like right on the line of maybe I would give up my right to vote as long as none of these women could vote anymore.
I didn't say it, she did.
My son only wanted to rob you, and you crippled
him. Oh, you gotta watch this whole thing.
Violent criminal, and you must pay the price for this.
A robber was seriously injured after trying to mug a woman. What he didn't expect was that the woman was a local MMA coach named Danielle Carter. During the incident, the robber followed Danielle and attempted to steal her bag. Danielle immediately fought back, threw the bag at him, and then punched him in the face. The robber collapsed unconscious, and Danielle left the scene. After a bystander called the police, the robber was taken to the hospital. Police confirmed that the injured suspect was 21-year-old Lucas Miller.
And she got arrested.
Doctors determined that he suffered shattered fractures to his nose and eye socket, and his left eye was severely damaged and had to be removed, resulting in permanent disability. Afterward, Lucas's family sued Danielle for excessive self-defense, demanding compensation for medical expenses and $1.4 million in emotional damages. They argued that as a trained fighter, she used excessive force. Surveillance footage showed Danielle striking Lucas forcefully during the incident. After reviewing the case, the judge and jury unanimously ruled that Danielle acted in self-defense. All charges were dismissed, and she was found not guilty. Meanwhile, once Lucas regained consciousness, he would face robbery charges. Do you think this ruling was reasonable?
Yes, it was totally reasonable. Get mad all you want. Tell your family stop robbing.
I was just interrogated by police for a criminal investigation into a meme that was posted 4 years ago. And if you think that's crazy, in 2 days I must appear in front of the Court of Appeals for another case about memes that were posted 8 years ago by others in a private group chat. I face...
This is in the European Union. European Union, someone else posted in a group chat a meme, and he's going to jail for it. It's one of the reasons he's going to jail.
Multiple years in jail for racist memes that I didn't even post myself. And to know that 10 kilometers from here in Brussels, migrant gangs shoot and kill people with weapons of war on a daily basis, but literally none of them get arrested or jailed.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. Let me take that off the screen. I'll be back to here after I play the next video. Unbelievable. That's coming to America if the liberals take over. I'm trying to show us up.
If you could say anything to Donald Trump, what would you tell him?
This is what Greenland thinks.
You are so strong, and we love you so much.
Hello, Trump. Well, I don't know. I think they are.
You do.
You do.
You do. You do. Also?
Oh, the Speaker of the House, huh?
Do you want Donald Trump to
It would take a vote for that, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Let's see if I missed any.
More protection. More life. More.
Oh, at the seat of the House, huh?
Beautiful life.
Yeah, well, let's push them a bit to do it.
But there's still a new upgrade.
Your guys' message for President Trump.
President Trump?
I think I missed some
He is the greatest
comments.
on earth. Yes. Of course.
Okay, John. Gregory. You had different names in
It's
here.
going to get better in Greenland if Trump buys the country.
Education system and health.
They'd like to be part of the USA instead of just like a territory.
You're not a fan of what Denmark has in place for you guys right now?
Denmark don't take care of us.
Do you think you would be better off
Militarily,
associated with the U.S. rather than Denmark?
I believe.
Do we need to make Greenland great again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See you soon, Donald.
Yep, I'm all for it.
229 of these 30,000 we went through are deceased.
150 tables simultaneously started duplicating ballots.
There was batches of ballots being ran through the tabulating machines.
All at the same time, they started duplicating ballots. It was all part of a plan.
numerous times, being counted 8 to 10 times.
The ballots looked like they were all exactly the same Xerox copies of the ballot. They were all for Biden across the board. There wasn't a single Trump vote.
I have not lived for 62 years.
They knew which states they had to target.
With kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids to see this election stolen, which is what we believe. Prove us wrong. No, I say you responded to a higher law. You responded and appealed to God, and you did the right thing in your own morals and your values and the principles for the people of this state and for our country. And if you don't...
Okay, this is one I was going to play on another show. This is an hour-long one. I won't play that all. Oh, you got a sample of it. It's a video I was saving for another show. Anyways.
I'm glad I waited until the facts came out, until I jumped on this story. The Jackson family claimed that ICE agents hurled a canister of tear gas in their car, subsequently injuring their 6-month-old child. The Jackson family put up a GoFundMe. They've raised almost $200,000.
They haven't done it, though.
They claimed they were just driving home from a basketball game when ICE just threw tear gas at their car, injuring that 6-month-old. But now we find out they were active participants in the anti-ICE, not mostly peaceful protest, and that's why ICE agents had to launch tear gas at them. But what we also find out is they left that 6-month-old baby alone in the car in freezing temperatures around other agitators.
Oh, they were lying. Oh, geez. How's that happen?
This is a reminder that the protests over ICE in Minnesota are fake and staged. The Democrats do this every election cycle. We had BLM in 2020, then it was pro-Palestinian protests in 2024. Now it's illegal immigrants. Don Lemon did not just materialize out of nowhere in a Minnesota church. Okay, he was sent there by his handlers to provoke Trump into invoking the Insurrection Act, which is what they want, to be able to call him an authoritarian and a dictator until the midterm elections. And then they will forget about the illegal immigrants, just like they forgot about black people after 2020, just like they forgot about Palestine. They will use you for their political ends, and then they will forget about you.
Yep, you don't see those protests, the Palestine ones right now.
The Democratic Party, they promote...
This lady's really got her crap together. Really got her crap together.
Black women, particularly if she's a lesbian. Yes. They promote black women who are not even qualified. We have seen with the diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is really racism, which is really saying, well, black people just aren't, they're not smart enough, so we have to give them handouts. And you're pushing black women.
They don't because they're cowards,
not qualified. Dr. Claudine Gay.
Probably right, Gregory.
Now the head of diversity at Harvard is also accused
of
plagiarism.
The loved.
And we'll get to Fannie Willis, who was elected as a DA in Fulton County, Georgia, primarily because she's black, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you see case after
They're on
case.
the other side,
but the black
John.
man, where is he? That's done deliberately. And it started really in the 60s, where the Democrats pushed policy, right, that said to women, particularly black women, you don't need a man in the home. We'll give you more money if you're single. They're promoting black women and want black men to be down here. And I think black men sense that, and they know that Trump relates to them. They relate to Trump very well. Barack Obama was a plant. He did nothing for the black community. Nobody even knows who he is. Did he ever come back to Chicago with as much crime? He didn't care. That gave rise to Trump, because Trump actually listened to us. He actually cares. Barack Obama didn't give a damn. He should have never been elected. Before he was elected in 2000, he got elected in 2008.
She talked some truth.
Sent, may God rest her soul, letters to black churches, warning them about Barack Obama, saying he was so ungodly. I said, Mom, that's harsh. She wrote it anyway. And everything my mother said, may God rest her soul, was right. He hates this country, but he wants to live off the fat of the land. Like the founders of Black Lives Matter. They don't give a damn about black people. They didn't have to spend one dime to help build a black business. But these lesbians, they bought homes and predominantly white neighborhoods.
More for it.
See, they say they hate capitalism, but they love to use us and live off of capitalism while they spout an anti-God, anti-America rhetoric.
Amen. She's spot on.
41 years old. Dropped out of college, never held a real job for any period of time, has lived off of her mommy and daddy in their basement up until 40.
I believe this is Seattle or Oregon. I forget which state.
Never owned a car, rides a bicycle. She's a community organizer, making $75,000 a year now.
Mayor of Seattle.
Living in a one-bedroom apartment with her husband. They can't afford their bills with their child because he also doesn't have a job. Her mom and dad still cover her bills and daycare for her child, and you just made her the mayor of Seattle. $9 billion budget. This girl's not qualified to run a convenience store. And that's insulting convenience store managers. She's not qualified to start at an entry-level position. And you just made her the mayor of Seattle and handed her a $9 billion budget.
Huh? Yeah.
This person has no real-life experience, no adult experience, has never accomplished
the retainer thing. I bet you they let a lot of Antifa out, and those judges are on retainer.
Anything of any consequence at all in her life as an adult. And you just made her the mayor of Seattle and handed her a $9 billion budget. And she says she's going to hire people of color, Native Americans, LGBTQ members, and open grocery stores owned by the government. Yeah, good luck with watching your city burn, a city that's already fucking built on bullshit liberalism. And the same thing is going to happen in New York City.
Watch businesses leave. Watch the businesses leave.
Would you attack the police until they shoot you in the face to protect scammers from Somalia? Well, she would, allegedly. But why? Why would anyone do that? And where do people like this come from? This story was all over the news this week. Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent for interfering with their duties, allegedly. People who do crazy things like this, allegedly, only exist because when people are too comfortable for too long, they get all fat and retarded. Human beings work really hard to create nice things, and then the stupid ones start thinking the nice things are free because they've never done any work. This is the cycle of collapse. And if you don't do real work, you never grow up. And no one's doing real work these days. And so more and more people are remaining in these childish, egotistical levels of development. This woman was basically an overgrown baby, and she didn't know what she was doing, allegedly. There are two things going on here. Number one is that a lot of liberals are just not capable of empathy. They think they are, but they're actually just hallucinating that the entire world either shares their values or is the devil. So this kind of liberal wants love and free healthcare for all, so the liberal imagines through psychological projection that everyone who comes here from the third world also wants love and free healthcare for all. Whereas in reality, a lot of people from the third world are still at an opportunistic level of development, which means whatever I can get away with. You probably heard about the Somalian daycare scams that cost Minnesota billions of dollars. That's opportunistic, or level 3. They want control, they want power, they want to gain. You're giving them billions of dollars for nothing, and the Democrats allow it because they want the Somalian vote. Conservatives tend to understand this better than liberals. They actually have empathy. So here's the conservative thinking, my family and my country should come first. And then when he thinks about what the third world thinks, that's thinking about thinking, he understands that a lot of them are just not like us at all and also not very friendly. But the liberal, who is just in love with his own wonderfulness, he assumes that everybody in the world wants the same things he wants. And that's not empathy, that's a projection. That's what happens when your empathy is developed to the level of a 3-year-old because you've never had to do anything difficult in your pathetic life. At this low level of empathy, you're going to assume that everybody has the same desires as you, or they're just a bad guy like Darth Vader. And now you understand liberals and why they hate you for caring about your country.
You don't think
that
so,
you
Gregory?
are being mean to the innocent babies who just want free health care. That type of liberal is either a retarded psychopath or a psychopath with a fake degree in gay, crying, or victim studies. This video is not going to cover the regular psychopaths, the people who call themselves classical liberals who actually just don't know what century it is, or the naive white boomers who think that being nice makes people be nice back. The other kind of retarded psychopaths, which is to say not the naive ones, are bratty, entitled women and their simps, which is how this relates to our dating breakdown. Women like Renee have been told that they are all 10s all the time for so long that they can't even conceptualize being wrong. They just make demands and wait for them. And if they don't get their way, then they try to run over the cops. These are the times we live in. About 48% of white women, usually the fat, ugly, insane ones, are actually using their political power to make sure that anyone in the world can walk into your country and steal from you. And it's all because we let them become a bunch of spoiled brats and naive little children. Remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, and click the link in my bio.
Yeah. Here's Nick Shirley.
All right, this is super important, and I also learned a great lesson here. So the other week, I sat down with Andrew Callahan in Channel 5 to do a sit-down podcast-style interview for his channel. And when he goes and posts the video, I see he just posted an hour-long interview. I said, well, that's weird, because we actually spoke for around 2.5 hours. And then I go and watch the interview, and I'm saying, well, what is this? This is not what happened. For instance, this clip right here.
What American city is prospering right now? Austin. Austin. Name another one. El Paso, Texas. El Paso, Texas is prospering. Yeah. Nashville's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of. In any place that's not Democrat. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, name a Democrat city that's prospering right now. Well, it would have to be one that's affordable. Name one. Denver.
It's not a Democrat. That's a Democrat city. It's not affordable.
It's not prospering.
All right, so that's the clip Andrew posted, but this is the actual interaction of how it went.
Denver. Why are you smirking? Because I don't know if it's prospering. It's not. See, you can't even answer the question. It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either. I agree that Democrat-run states are doing badly.
Kind of weird that Andrew didn't put that in, right? Maybe his base or something would not be happy with that response because he obviously got caught lying. And anyways, let's move over to the next topic when we're talking about Somalians being known for pirating, as 89% of the fraud that has been charged inside of Minnesota is by Somalians. This is the interaction that Andrew posted.
Somali community, or do you see it as both?
Well, yeah, the budgets too would put all their crap back in the budgets.
Where exactly?
And they do a shutdown to get it.
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it. I just want to know where it's from. You want me to find it right now? For sure, just so I can. I don't know. I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact. Here, right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. Probably. And when I go.
This is what happens when I show him the fact that 89% of the people who have been charged for fraud in Minnesota are Somalians. This is what Andrew had to say. But remember, he conveniently left this out of the interview.
89% of those charged in connection with major. Wow. Identified as Somali Americans. Well,
89%.
I'm interested to see.
89%.
Looks like there's a problem.
Almost 90%. 9 out of 10.
So there you go. That's just 2 examples from the interview with Andrew Callahan.
And the other ones are probably white liberals that
out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is not cool. And I wouldn't say that's very benevolent of him to do by any means. But I promise you guys, if I ever do an interview with anyone, you're gonna get the full product, because I think that's just the most benevolent thing to do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed and you guys were able to see through what I just showed you. The full interview is up on my second channel.
Another commie going down. They had to arrest some of them.
I'm in the gas. Get back. Gas is coming. Gas is coming. Second warning. Second warning.
The green stuff, the green cog. Gas on film, that's right. He's walking around without a mask on now. He's surprised he can take it. He's probably used to it, I guess. I don't know.
Sam, I have it. Sam, back up. The green stuff.
For martial law, they'd have a fit on the left. I haven't caught up on all the comments. I'll put them up on the screen. That would be a change.
The green stuff is super carcinogenic.
The media, we have trouble with the media. We got to outpost the media.
Guys, don't breathe the green stuff. It's so dangerous.
Well, it's definitely not good for your eyes.
Hey guys, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here. Disturbing factoid for you. Did you know that there are 19 states that issue driver's licenses to non-citizens? And of those 19 states...
Gregory, did you know that they're not only giving out the driver's licenses, they're giving out CDLs?
15
no test.
Are the ones that actually do automatic voter registration for people getting driver's licenses. Now, I personally believe in election integrity and that you should show an ID in order to vote.
Social Security too.
But opponents to that, aka the left, say, oh, no, automatic voter registration is fine because there's this handy dandy little checkbox that people have to opt out of registering to vote. Guys, let's not let little check boxes get in the
You think the illegals are going to check box the not registering to vote?
way of ensuring the integrity of our elections? It's common sense, not controversial. You should be a citizen in order to
participate have a driver's license
in our elections.
None of it are
Plain
illegal.
and simple. So call your senators, encourage them that they co-sponsor and support the SAVE Act. It is the only way that we ensure our elections are safe and secure.
My ear was itching too.
Another thing I just want to say is we're going through a very traumatic events these days.
City council meeting. Look at Somali.
From the pandemic time when we were locked up at home, being scared that the virus was going to spread, to the mass shooting where we were all locked up in fear that the mass shooter was going to come get us. Everybody in the Lewiston resident that lives here was scared, and all surrounding areas as well. This narrative that they are saying about NGOs, it's not NGOs, it's ethnic community-based organizations who serve communities and residents here in
That's what it stands for.
Lewiston. So this narrative really have to stop, that 9 NGOs, no, they are ethnic community-based organizations that serve people who were traumatized. And now again, people are locked up in their houses, afraid to come out because of a narrative that's been politicized.
I'll try to bring your comments up on screen. I can't always read them, every one of them.
There's a database that's out right now involving people putting ICE agents' license plates and other information out there in the public. It's
it took them forever to ask
questions. Other cities. Can those people expect to face federal charges?
They better look out, because you cannot dox, you cannot, law enforcement's information.
It's just so many of them, it's hard to get them all.
You wonder, why are our ICE officers wearing masks? To protect themselves from these people. We are going to do everything legally we can do to keep our men and women in law enforcement safe and the citizens of this state safe, so they can go to church, they can go to school, they can go to work, and they can feel safe. Minnesota has been a war zone with criminals, no longer under the Donald Trump administration.
They need to get more agents and step it up arresting them. They're arresting 2 brothers. Bye-bye. Go to jail, please. That's that loudmouth there on the camera. Oh, they're like acting like little kids throwing a tantrum, I tell you.
Hey, yo, Charisma! Huh? Let's do it! Yeah! Laptop, baby. Laptop, baby! Hunter's laptop, baby. Laptop. I'm Hunter Biden, so listen. Crack his back up of the laws, my mission. A gun charge. Try to hold me down tightly. Smoking lots of Parmesan daily and nightly. Laptop in the shop? I don't know. Just weighing my crack and doing blow. Selling my paintings, I'm with a hooker in my underwear. Posted on my laptop and lie how it got there. Dad, I need a job real soon. Put me in charge of the White House bathroom. Ashley, take a shower with daddy. Mommy and stepmom try to rob this country. Love me or leave me, I won't go away. Try to lock me up, but I'm free all day. If there was a problem, yo, dad, pardon it. Watch me so crack my pedo dissolves it. Wow, honey, you are so talented. You did that all by yourself. Laptop, baby. Yeah. Hunter's laptop, baby. Yeah. Hey, yo, let's get out of here. Word to Bo Biden's lover.
Bo Biden? Joe Biden, huh?
It don't matter, funky bitch. You ain't running no fucking thing around here, ho.
This guy's not happy. He's trying to get some health care and stuff, and they tell him to go outside because all of the illegals get theirs done.
It don't matter, funky bitch. You ain't running a fucking thing around here, ho. All these fucking illegal ass immigrants in this motherfucker, and I gotta stand outside for illegal? Fuck you, white bitch.
White liberal.
I hate you, illegal immigrant motherfuckers, and I hope ICE gets you bitches. Take you back to those shitholes.
The whole place is inside was all illegals. All illegals.
Show, you hear me? I'm gonna make sure you mind your fucking business. Bunch of fucking illegal immigrants, and a bitch don't tell me to step outside.
Because they get their stuff first, right? Then maybe you can get something.
DOJ has discovered $2.7 trillion in fraud of American money that was shipped overseas by these fraudsters.
2.7
trillion. In a democratic state
billion.
like I do here in Washington State, there are 538 Somalia daycares alone, let alone elderly care and other stuff. But check this out. If you go investigate them for fraud, it's considered a hate crime. Yeah, the Democratic people that run this state are just insane. They protect this bullshit. It's insanity.
This next one, Carol Levitt said that tomorrow's operations is going to go after him big time. Here, watch this. Bye-bye. This guy don't want to go down easy, though. Bye-bye. Should have taken the money and flown out yourself. Did you get away? John, she got away? You're going down. Wearing those jackets or not? Another one going down. Yeah, I hear you, Gregory. Did you see they got like 200,000 applicants for the jobs? Oh, there was one leftist that joined, and within a week or so, he was thinking just like ICE. And he said, the left is even crazier than he thought. He thought he joined to help him. They want to have incidences. Oh, no. Don't be part of that then. Trying to run with their vehicle. They got caught. They got trapped where there's road work. He's trapped now. Little taser, that helps. I like seeing him go down. That's what you do with a leftist. You knock her on her butt. Yep, they can sign up for the app and get the heck out of here. Even though that costs us money, get them. It's cheaper, actually. Here's the view.
All we do is bitch about Trump all the time.
That's the view for you.
Here's I live in an old people's home now. Jill told me we were visiting Jimmy Carter, so I was like, okay, sure, I like Jimmy. As soon as we got there, they put me in a wheelchair and told me that was my new home. Then I remembered Jimmy is not even alive anymore. They fucking got me. Can't even get any ice cream. Only warm pudding. I hate pudding. I like playing bingo. They kicked me out of bingo night. I kept getting angry and yelling bingo for no reason. I even tried sniffing old ladies, but they all smell like shit. This place sucks. Please help.
I don't know who did it, but they did a good job. How come all these old leftists love ice cream? Something about it.
Wait a minute. That's not January 6th. That's May 31st, 2020. That's right in front of the White House. That's where the president lives. And at the time, President Trump was ushered into a bunker because his life was being threatened. Where was the hotline? Next photo.
From a movie.
That's not January 6th either. That's July 27th. That is in Portland. And that is Antifa rioting and pillaging our country. Where was the hotline? Next slide.
No, they won't be standing outside.
Well, hot damn. That's not January 6th either. Those are more rioters that are destroying and rioting in Salt Lake City. Next slide. I believe is that it? But wait, there's more.
Look at all the riots.
And that's not January 6th either. That's June 1st, 2020. And that's the streets of D.C. are being rioted and pillaged by rioters. Where's the outrage?
Now I have to go.
Where's the hotline? This is what domestic terror looks like. This is not a school board meeting. There is no hotline for any of these riots. And we are going to have a hotline that's going to report parents for caring about their children's education. And even further, the DOJ would rather investigate 1,000 more people from January 6th than any single person in these photos. What a shame. And that is why this is no longer the Department of Justice. It is the Department of Subjective Justice. And with that, I yield back.
Amen on that.
Dude, if you guys start targeting dogs, I think that'll be the straw
that
breaks camel's back. Yeah, the left.
They're going after the dogs that are part of ICE. They're trying to kill them, poison them.
Has somehow gotten some sort of access to federal canine units. Look at the note that was left on a feeding chart for one of these animals. If you're going to go around hurting innocent dogs, I have a
trying to poison the dogs.
That you're just going to make every single person on the right lose their effing mind. Because I wouldn't even put it past you. I wouldn't put it past you. Absolutely not. Because look at what you guys have done so far. An innocent animal, I have no doubt in my mind. They need to get Dina, that's the dog's name, checked out by a vet. That is my suggestion. That is what Nick Sorter said as well, and I concur. Go get Dina checked out, because why is that note on her feeding chart? Are you effing kidding me? An innocent animal. You guys, there is just no level that you guys won't reach. Just keep going down and down and down. I am so fed up with this crap. And the reason that they keep doing things like this is because nobody's held accountable. They're going to keep acting out until anybody is held accountable. Let me know how you will feel if something happens to one of these innocent animals in the comments.
Jack, whatchamacallit was today was testifying. I think I'm going to be playing that tomorrow. I think at 4 or 5. I'll post where I am. All right, here's the 9-minute version of that undercover woman who brags about $50,000 for judges and stuff that they were paying. There is a longer version. I can't seem to find it. I thought I downloaded it, but I can't find it right now. So I'll play the 9-minute version right here.
Just anything they get me get out there. I turn out everything you make up.
You gotta watch it.
I turn out everything you
her
make.
English is that good. You gotta.
So you tell the vet, hey, whatever I get you, give me a little something back.
No, third.
A third.
If you get $10,000 third is money. If I can get to the judge, that's the only person you want that is the judge.
Wait, she gets her third.
I can get to the judge. It's okay. Sometimes some people,
so they'll pay you.
Some places drink some big places where you don't even drink alcohol, but you're going to some big places. The big boys sit down and drink. I visit those places.
I hear you, Gregory.
Make a conversation with him.
Yeah.
They're willing to hit all They want to hurt our patriots that have dogs.
That day?
They want to put it in the dog food and stuff.
You say, okay, $50,000. I send everybody. See all these names?
Yeah.
$50,000.
I have them in my book. Okay? I go to the bar like everybody should.
It gets everyone drinks.
Stop the judge. I say, you work on this date? Be like, let me see my calendar. You go in his phone. Yeah? What's your problem? I said, I got all these boys, man.
So a lot of the judges are paid off.
Want to let them back.
These leftist judges.
All right, you better give me 50G, baby.
The judge says that?
You ain't scared of nothing. How they live? You know they pay bills just like me and you. Come on, man.
How does the judge get paid, though? Because
oh no, nigga, you gotta help me. I'm gonna come back and say, hey, watch out. We have this deadline. We need $50,000. And then the list me look, count them down. Calculate it. You give me this, you give me this. Gotta make the money.
Right.
We have 40 men. But $50,000. So everybody gotta pay $1,200.
But then you have to do the dangerous part of getting it to the judge.
Right, exactly. Don't even like it. See something they call lime? Where you cannot trace back.
What's it called? Lime?
Lime.
Oh, it's an app.
And you can't trace the money back.
And so you send it through
Lime.
You send it through Lime. Pay on Lime.
Yeah.
Okay, pay.
Pay on Lime.
Should I set up an account?
Green.com.
What is it called?
Green.com. You go CVS and buy a card. It's like $1.25 cents to the card. You want to have money where you're going to spend to pay people. On Lime.
And it's not trackable.
You can't track.
And that's the same shit used for the judges.
Nobody don't watch that.
But you trust that to even use it for the judges?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, this card, you can spend up like 10
Was it John that was telling me about this? I'd seen the short version of it.
Those card is fraud.
There's a longer version of this.
That's why they sell them. The card, they use it like me for money laundering. Jamaica.
See, Gregory, they're on the take.
They're Jamaica. Yes, it is.
And this is a middle person.
I need it done, drop online.
$100,000.
You drop online.
Gotcha.
I'm going to put in the code number. Only you have the code. Me. So you know how much me have.
Gotcha.
If you bring this money, you have to have somebody who can wash the money.
Mm-hmm.
To wash the money.
Get greedy and grab a fucking wishes.
So she's the one that washes the money
wash the money for you?
If we get it, he come to my hand, oh hell yes. Somebody buy property because that's all you need. Buy building property, rent those shit out. If you get in a business here in America.
So they're doing it through selling properties too.
$1 is $1. You take $1,000 and send it to Jamaica. That's 167,000 Jamaican fucking dollars.
So you're able to wash the money through Line to Jamaica.
If you make all this money in America, now you just stuck America with it. You ain't no millionaire. You have to cancel the money in Africa. Because Africa, dollar Africa, you know how much it is? It's a lot of fucking money.
You're right, Gregory.
We send $20 go to Africa right now. You get yen. Spain, you get like $1,500. Every African will come in this country. Asian, Caucasian, Mexican, African, all these niggas come into this country. Because you know why? Everybody coming here getting working permits. Everybody coming here. I'm giving them work permits.
She's getting work permits for them.
Everybody. If you get caught for fraud, there's a red flags on your name.
But you don't get nervous about that because you trust it?
No, I do legit. Anything I'm doing is legit.
Okay.
I don't do nothing where I'm going to look behind my back if I'm going to go to jail right now. I do legit things. So
as long as you don't get
paying off the judges.
No, I do legit.
So when you send the money to, say, the judge, that's legit?
Yes.
That's legit,
See, Al Pacino is a married man, and his wife doing bad income in this country.
Yeah.
His wife doing bad because his wife live a house with another man here, have kid for the man here.
But you had a good idea saying that he won't give her a divorce, so if he goes back to Africa, that her family will kill him.
Yeah. We have one day we go back to face the judge, but I get my lawyer to go to court with him that day. You have to have a lawyer. we can go to the judge because that's the one who talk to the judge is the liar. You get the law and you say, okay, we have this sheet of paper. I need you to ask the judge how much to carry these people 3 more years in this country for we to get this project done. You say, okay, give me $50,000.
You send the $50,000 to the lawyer.
Yes, $50,000 going to split up between everybody.
Between the lawyer and the judge.
If you heard them get money, attorney, you walk up into their office, cash money, have no trail.
You give them cash.
But you have one you've used. You would use.
I got Weber.
Yeah, a lot of our illegals.
Michael Weber.
A lot of the judges are.
Where's he at? Lebanon?
No, he's in Cincinnati here.
What kind of attorney is he? Immigration?
He is like immigration. He is like if you get injured, he's white.
He's white guy.
Yeah.
Bald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Glasses?
Yes. This is what people don't understand. Just put on their pants to see who like us.
Yeah.
And you don't go to them with no naked pants. They need to wear tights, leggings. They need their hair done. They need their fingernail done. So when I go to them, it's like, what's up? This is what they have.
You have an envelope for them?
There's 4 or 5 names in there already. Names where you need to get help. And you're like, okay.
So then you talk to him, you got your envelope, you show him some names, whatever.
You put the name in an envelope, like a cash money. They say what's up?
No cash, just
no,
the name.
Just the name. You say this judge right here?
Which one?
This one.
I can't see it.
You see if you want to talk to them. And one of these judges, see if you want to talk to none of them, you only want to talk to one judge.
Which one do I want to talk to?
One person. Any one of them, just get one judge. All of them talk. That's what you have to understand. Every one of them talk to each other.
Right.
If you have go talk to him. Talk to him.
But have you ever talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him. Call his number. Give me the number. I call, they ask me. Okay.
She's in charge of the entire. She's the lead judge in the. Yeah.
You go back in her phone now. You know, say she's. You do like this. What's the phone number?
I need the court paper where they have that. See the IDIP, that number is very important to me to look them up. If I found out who is the judge, then I can call the phone number and tell them this person going to this judge, S and Y, the date when they go in and everything.
You think you could get judge to
anybody when we don't talk to him and say anything after that, I don't care. You're free to send it back to them country. But this is what we're going to put on the table for you. So you're with me or you're without me?
You're not afraid to go after the one on the top?
That's it. Listen, if you go where you want to start from the bottom.
If you would do that with the chief immigration judge in the country, man, you're fucking gangster.
Not to anybody.
How's Vernon? What's Vernon?
Friday was his 30 days.
What was it?
Friday was his 30 days in this country.
How many days?
30 days they give him to leave the country.
How much money do you think she's making out of this whole deal? A lot, too.
Your brother? Mm-hmm. To kicking him out? So now he's like a fugitive.
He's a fugitive. He's not like. I said to him, before you go, marry that lady. I get the lady myself. I said, marry that lady. He said, why you should have married that old 72-year-old woman?
72 years old.
She marry you. You need a ticket? You fucking go.
What's the old lady get out of it?
She ain't getting nothing.
She don't
get take care of him. She don't have the child.
She don't care.
She don't have the kids.
No, she's just old lady. She don't want the money or nothing?
No, she just wants you make sure if she's sick, you got her back.
Gotcha.
She looking companion.
Yeah. Take care of her.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's all you have to do is take care of her.
Can you believe that? That's the shorter version. If there is a longer version out there, you know. Okay, let me go on to the next one. I got Sarah Gonzalez doing some investigating work here. That's pretty good.
Hey, somebody is knocking on my door and then they are like threatening me.
I'm not threatening you, sir.
Please, can you help me?
I was just asking if you had ever met the person who lives here.
I haven't, and I think that's
Can you tell me what you've seen? That she's seen some shady stuff go down.
Yeah, they make good money.
She has a family and she doesn't want to be involved. So
that's where you got to start. Arrest them and Have them talk.
If you thought Somalian daycare fraud was a problem, it turns out that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole new problem that it turns out is taking tens of thousands of jobs away from Americans and changing our communities forever that you probably haven't even thought of. I'm talking about H-1B visas. See, it's not just illegal immigration that's the problem. It's actually the legal immigration system. People are using it, exploiting it, and rigging the game in their favor. We've just uncovered a scheme where thousands of foreigners are being brought into this country, imported here, using the laws already on the books.
We're being
and using
replaced.
phony businesses and these like shell companies which sponsor them for visas. Check this out.
All right, we're heading over to a company called 3B's Technologies. Now, there were actually 27 H-1B visas approved in 2022 through 2025 for this particular company. The jobs include a software developer, software engineer, IT project manager. So I'm thinking like very high-tech hub for 3B's Technologies. Let's see what we find out. Are we sure? Do we have the right address here? This is 27 H-1B visas for this location, and it's a residential home. Okay, 130 Darwin
They're all
Lane,
making money off from it.
Irving, Texas, 75039. This is the address that's on here, so would have 27 H-1Bs. Let's see. All right. Okay, the doorbell's broken. Not even looks like they boarded up the window. Hello? I'm looking for 3Bs. Hello? So very strange. 3B's Technologies is at a house, as it turns out, and the Ring doorbell's broken, so I can't even
all the transing
press it. I'm not. They're probably watching me right now because they've got security cameras all over the place. No one at the door. No sign of life for the 27 H-1B workers at 3B's Technologies.
So we started looking into this issue because we saw a bunch of chatter happening online about H-1B visas and the scam that was happening. And there was a lot of information that was misplaced in these videos or just some things that they got a little bit wrong. So I think it's worth pausing here to just explain how H-1B visas work. The way H-1B visas work is that a business will file a posting called an LCA, basically saying they have a job that needs to be filled from a person with a special set of skills, and they just can't find Americans to fill that job. This is the critical first legal step. Think of it as like the foundation of the H-1B petition. Once that LCA is certified from the Department of Labor, the H-1B application can be
fancy
filed.
homes, right?
The company offers to sponsor a visa for a foreign worker and apply to the government via the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And then USCIS issues a visa for that person so they can come to the U.S. and work. But here's the thing. Considering all you really need to create a business is an address and some paperwork being filed, it's pretty easy to just set up a business, say, home address. Then you can just say you have a bunch of jobs that need to be filled there and sponsor a bunch of visas. That way, all your buddies can get granted those visas and come on over to America. So there's one of two things happening here with 3B's Technologies. Either this house is a major tech hub, or it's being used as a front to sponsor visas. We decided to ask the neighbors what they've seen.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm good. I just had a quick question for you. Do you know who lives at the house next door?
Next door?
Yeah.
I know the owner, yes.
You do? Do they actually live in the home?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to find out more information about the company that they have.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know who lives there. I know the
She sounds foreign too.
family, but I don't know their.
I see. So there's a family who lives there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Do you ever see any like workers coming in and out? No. None. Just a family?
Yeah.
We're just trying to find out more about some of the companies that are bringing in a bunch of H-1B visa workers. And yeah, so I was just
anything about that.
okay.
I just know the family live there.
Yeah.
My neighbor.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's working for.
Okay.
And what is the
Yeah, it is high class.
And do you ever see like a bunch?
That's where it is. It
there
can be
a lot of
anywhere from
traffic
$300,000 to
coming in and out of there?
$500,000 house.
No. Okay.
California
They pretty much keep to themselves.
I think that I just know the boys, the play around.
Okay. Oh, I see. So they have young boys.
Yeah, that's family.
I see. Just a family that lives there. No. That was actually very helpful. I appreciate you answering. So, ma'am, just really quick. I'm not selling anything. I literally just have a question for you. I was just asking if you had ever met the person who lives here.
I haven't.
Okay, well, I'm trying. Hey, listen, hold on, please. I mean you no harm. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm literally just trying to expose fraud. Can you tell me what you've seen? Can you just tell me what you've seen? Okay, is there a better time to come back and speak with you? Well, you've seen some shady stuff go down then. Well, I mean, what are we talking here? I'll blur your face. I will blur everything. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
$7 million. Wow. I never got that much work on drywall in these houses.
Can we just come
Those
back?
are high-end houses there.
Okay, so this neighbor is obviously terrified to tell me what's going on. She just said multiple different times that she's seen some shady stuff go down, and she has a family, and she doesn't want to be involved. So whatever is happening here at 130 Darbon Lane for 3B's Technologies really stinks. Right, I think it's safe to assume that this business is not being run out of the home that we just visited. But when you go to this company's website, it now says, after they've scrubbed the page, that their address is 7300 Lone Star Drive, Suite C200 in Plano, Texas.
That's where the whole
Even though in certain places on their website, it still says Darbon Lane, which seems kind of odd for like this high-tech, highly skilled workers that they wouldn't even understand how to edit a website properly. So we decided, let's come check out the second address and see what we find. 7300 right here. Fun fact, right here, you see ebb and flow. I actually crashed their all-ages drag brunch and basically ruined their entire lives when I exposed them.
They're delicious. They are delicious. Yeah,
dudes in dresses.
It is unisex. It's unisex. All genders.
Okay. What in the world? So 7300 Lone Star Drive. Okay. Clearly under construction. Oh, Legacy Club.
They're probably selling suites and stuff for high end. And
if
some of those jobs
Technologies is anywhere to be found.
Get people to invest, and they take their investments. But they always have to have a site showing that they're working on it, you know?
This is a little alarming.
Some of the ceilings are down. That ductwork's all exposed. That's not covered yet.
Okay, there's literally no one here.
You need a suspended ceiling there.
It's an unfinished building.
See, the ceiling's not put in yet.
We've got a faucet, sink, countertop.
It's like a little lab sink.
Look at this.
Hey, Marianne. You missed some good ones.
There's nobody here. This has just been sitting here collecting dust, clearly under construction.
My parents bought theirs
Not a
for
soul to be found,
$6,000.
especially conveniently not the 27 H-1B visa workers that claim to work in this location. It's nothing. This is just nothing. There's nothing here. There's one more level. So let's look at this. There's dust all over the steps. There's clearly construction going on. This is not even a operational building yet.
No one's working on it. But as long as they got it that far, they can sell stocks into it.
There's nothing here.
That's why they had all the pictures out front.
There's nothing here.
It looks like some of the projects I've worked on.
This is an unfinished There's nothing here. It's under construction. The entire place is under construction. Where is 3B's Technologies?
Metal studs.
Look at this. Caution, danger, hard hat area. There are no companies officing out of this location. This is nuts. So when you search this specific address, it's actually, it used to be tied to an old WeWork location. It is now tied to a place called the Legacy Club. That tracks with what we see right here, where it says Legacy Club Plano. Now, what this is, when you go online and look for it, is a members-only social club that is supposed to be available early 2026. They've got the renderings for it right here. This is just supposed to be a social club. I still don't understand why a technology company would put their address as a members-only social club that doesn't even exist yet.
So we did a little digging into 3B's technologies and the person who lives in the house and was tied to the visas. His name is Vamsi Krishna Vaginapalli, which, yes, you heard me correctly. I don't make the names, I just read them. And let me tell you, Vaginapalli has some explaining to do because there is a shocking amount of potential fraud that we've just uncovered. So the address listed on their website that we just visited is actually an old WeWork location. You know, those like co-working office spaces for virtual workers to work remote with their other companies. And interestingly enough, the business, which is still listed as active, by the way, on the Texas Business Registry, its address is another WeWork location. And why are we bringing people over to work at virtual remote office spaces when they can just do the job virtually where they're from? And going through all the jobs that he sponsored, some of the workers were also contracted to other businesses like Verizon, which also raises the question, why is 3B's sponsoring them if they're going to work for other companies? But wait, there's more. The plot thickens because our pal, Vaginapalli, actually filed another H-1B at another business called Kriti Info Systems. So you go to the website and again, I mean, on the surface, it looks like pretty legit.
They do a lot of good pictures, that's what it is.
Real deal, so it seems. Until you start digging more than like 5 seconds when you quickly realize there's something way off. You start scrolling down and notice there's weird coding errors. About us, there's another weird error, which seems weird for bunch of software engineers to get the coding wrong on a website. Go to the homepage and scroll down here. You can actually contact them at their U.S. office in Louisville, Texas, which obviously is supposed to be Louisville, another error. But when you go to the address actually listed on the website here, it takes you to another virtual office where, once again, anyone can just rent out an office and pretend like they have a business. Over in India, if you'd like to contact them, they've just made up a Vaginapalli complex that doesn't exist. I guess this guy's real high on himself. He wants to name complexes after his incredible last name. Looking at the other addresses here, there's a lot of addresses on their website that just straight up don't exist. Look at their UK corporate office. It's a house. Their other London address in Wimbledon, London, goes to some random Indian tax business called TaxLink. And by the way, coincidentally enough, all of their staff members also Indian. We searched Kriti in the UK Business Registry, and it turns out there's a familiar name there, a reoccurring name, some more Vaginapallis for you. And the address on the visa paperwork is another virtual office. And on top of that, on this paperwork, it shows the worker was actually subcontracted to a company in Des Moines, Iowa. Another company our old friend is tied to is H2M Info Systems. Now, keep in mind, this is a tech company, but their website was made in WordPress, which I would find to be extremely strange that all of these high-tech guys can't handle a website that's not WordPress. H2M is apparently an award-winning agency here.
A whining one,
us.
Not winning.
Integrity actually is one of their values, which is ironic.
English isn't their first language.
See what's happening there. Join our team. View open positions. Wait, where are the open positions? Curious. Their website also lists a phone number with a Florida area code that doesn't actually go anywhere.
The The wireless customer you are calling is not available.
Doesn't exist. All right, there's the location. Let's view it on the map. Oh, look, another WeWork location. A coincidence, I'm sure. Now, I sponsored a visa for this company that was subcontracted out to a United States bank. Is this visa fraud? I don't know. You tell me, but this raises some serious questions about our visa process and the holes that exist that need to be fixed. Well, you're probably not going to be shocked to hear that 3B's Technologies is not an isolated incident. Here we have Quibbitz Tech Systems, and this company, tech is in the name, so you would think technology, okay? They have filed 13 H-1B visas, and 12 were approved in the year 2025. One was denied. So you would expect that at least 12 people were working in this house right here. Let's see if that's the case.
He's not going to be happy when you find him. I don't think I use their regular houses.
Hi, are you Hari? Yeah. Hi. I was wondering, I was just looking for more information on Quibbitz Technology.
Can you call cops? I can't.
I would, yeah, sure. I would love for the cops to come out here. I just have some questions about the H-1B visa workers that you have here.
Right now I cannot track anything. If you want, I can talk to my lawyer.
Okay, so are the workers in here? Are the 12 workers for your company in here? Do they work out of here?
No.
Well, okay, so what is Quibbitz then? Quibbitz?
I don't want to talk.
Where are the workers? They're supposed to, USCIS says that they're here.
No?
Yes.
No.
Well, where are they?
They are in my company. I have a company where...
Where's your company located?
Somebody is knocking on my door and then they are like threatening me.
I'm not threatening you, sir.
Please, can you help me?
I'm literally asking you a question.
I would have waited around for the cops.
Great.
Texas 7503.
You're engaging in a conversation with me, sir.
They're the first. The left is the first to go get the cops, aren't they?
Where is your office?
It's techsystems.com. You find our address.
Can you repeat that? I don't understand. If you don't want to talk to me, just close the door.
03 Promontory Drive.
Okay.
Making a point of it to
clearly
show that he's calling the cops.
Very freaked out because all I did was ask one question and then he threatens to call the cops. Starts calling the cops as if I'm doing anything wrong and then accuses me of threatening him because I simply asked where the workers are. Very strange. Someone who was operating in good faith and... Yes, please. What are you going to come talk to us or not? Does this seem like right here? Is this behavior of an individual who's done nothing wrong and is innocent? Is this type of behavior? Does that seem normal to you that you would go to these lengths and get so defensive if you were engaging in legal good behavior? It seems very, very suspicious to me. Like the audacity, actually, the audacity that you are coming here and exploiting my system and using my taxpayer dollars to call the police for me investigating is insane. So what I hope that this accomplishes is that I want everybody who is exploiting our immigration system to be so, like, I want them to be on high alert. I want them to be so scared that someone's going to show up at their door and expose all of the fraud that they're committing that they go home. As you just heard Hari say, his workers are all at the office. Now that address can be found, as he just said, on his website, QubitzTechSystems.com. It's an Irving, Texas address, so we went out there to check that out, see if Hari was telling the truth. Now, on the surface, you arrive, it's a nice office building, looks legit, a lot of other businesses there. And there it is, Suite 137. Initially, you think, oh, maybe this is actually checking out. Maybe he's telling the truth until you look in the window and see that it's just a couple of fold-out tables and a single chair. Pretty cramped working quarters for 12 H-1B workers. I'm not buying it. Where are all the workers? All of this information that we've uncovered It's actually just public information. It's all out there for anyone to go and look for. The reason being that it's meant to be that way to discourage people from carrying out fraud. Once you start scraping data from H-1B databases, you start seeing immediately all of these patterns, clusters of different groups of people, a bunch working at this address, a bunch working here. You get the point, okay? Then you just look up the businesses or addresses to see if they look legit. The biggest question I have right now is if we were able to find this with just a little bit of Google searching and follow-up, why hasn't USCIS done anything to combat this? What are they doing? They're supposed to vet these people before they come into the country. And if a quick glance shows you that this is not...
Yep, that's where it ended. I don't have the full version, but that's most of it anyways. That's pretty good, actually.
Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's wife, pointed out that just made me seethe.
The average amount a Social Security beneficiary is getting $2,071 a month. The average amount is Somalian on government benefits, of which 70% receive is $2,500 per month. Make it make sense, you guys. This is the shit that drives me crazy.
I get about 700.
This is like my biggest.
Luckily, my wife gets about the same. So
my blood boils when I see this stuff. It just boils. This is what makes me the maddest, okay? Like, I get so angry about this stuff. For the past 17 years, I've been railing about this. I got a mother on Social Security. Like, it's disgusting to me that she makes less than a Somalian that is here sucking off the taxpayer teat. Not okay. Not okay. She's worked her whole life. And she's making less than a Somalian. And same with everybody. I've worked since I was 14. I'm not going to even get Social Security, probably. Not okay. And these assholes come in here and they steal from us. And people are out there. I say people. Liberals are out there fighting for them. Mm-hmm. You know what? They can pay for them. They can do it. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. This is insanity.
Support our show by supporting.
You're protesting ICE today, but you voted for it in 2008.
Bush administration has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need.
You ever ask yourself, why is it that the party that is so upset about mass deportation today is the same party that ran on mass deportation back in 2008? No one protested when Obama put kids in cages back in 2010. No one protested when Obama separated families back in 2010. You had no problem supporting mass deportations back when you liked the president that was doing it. Plain and simple. Get off of your high horse. Stop with this I need to save the world mentality and accept the fact that the only reason you're protesting, the only reason you're arguing against this is because you simply want to hate Donald Trump.
Amen.
Well, let me ask you this. Am I on this list? Did you target my records and subpoena my phone toll records?
This is about Jack Smith. I'm going to be playing more on this tomorrow. I'll probably open the show with this one tomorrow.
My understanding is your records were subpoenaed by prosecutors before
either 4 or 5
special
p.m.
counsel.
Sometime like that.
Well, staff would put this up on the screen. I'm thankful for the great staff who discovered the email where I learned for the first time a few weeks ago that my phone records were indeed targeted. We called AT&T and we've learned that they were given to the Department of Justice, as this email indicates, because I had been in communication with Scott Perry, one of my colleagues here in Congress, who literally had his phone taken from him in front of his family. And of course, as we've already talked about in this document, it talks about you could be in violation of the privilege by even obtaining and possessing this information if the member objected to the disclosure. This happened 4 years ago in May of 2022, and I couldn't object because I didn't know. I didn't know until about 3 weeks ago. My question here is, was there any limits to your investigation or the investigation that preceded you, Mr. Smith?
Yeah, they don't work.
Because as egregious as a violation of separation of powers this is, as an egregious and abuse of power it is, It's far more concerning you are clearly targeting American citizens for merely being conservative or supporting the president. We've got memos that we've already been talking about in this hearing from April 2022 that preceded you that establish and open the investigations, one of which has Attorney General Merrick Garland's signature on it. And the focus was the electors. Now, that was 6 months before you were appointed. You testified earlier. You met and interviewed Merrick Garland and Deputy AG Lisa Monaco.
Well, I think it's because
you briefed the AG and Deputy multiple times.
I get some.
Did you brief them on the electors and the prosecution of their supposed crimes?
Almost $1,600.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Did you brief them on the electors and their supposed crimes?
You can get by on it, but that's it. I can't do any of the extra stuff.
I don't recall specific conversations, but I'm sure that in the course of briefing them, I decided.
Wasn't that the purpose of the entire investigation as it was set out? Because putting aside that in 1960, it was already talked about my friend, Mr. Tiffany, that Hawaii put forward an alternate slate of electors, the investigation pivoted to President Trump and, frankly, anybody who knew him. Do you know who Cleta Mitchell is?
Yes, I do.
Smith, yeah.
She's an election lawyer that was involved in filing an election contest on behalf of President Trump in Georgia in December of 2020. A 64-page complaint with over 1,100 pages of exhibits, witness affidavits, and expert witness reports documenting thousands of votes cast in violation of Georgia law, but which were nevertheless included in the vote totals. Now, notwithstanding the disposition of the cases that was filed, is that a criminal act? Filing an election contest on behalf of a candidate for office, a client. Is that a criminal act? Yes or no?
No, in fact, we stated.
So why did you deem it appropriate to monitor Cleta Mitchell's long-distance phone records in 2023, 2.5 years after the election contest was filed and after the presidential electors were certified? What about Jen Ellis? What about Sidney Powell? What about Bill Sepien? What crime did you suspect had been committed by them that would warrant monitoring their phone records 2.5 years after the 2020 election was certified?
Anything they could dig up. It's not answered.
With respect to Sidney Powell, she is one of the co-conspirators alleged in the indictment. I don't know what you mean by monitoring, sir, if you're talking.
Well, there were some 400 plus Republican conservative groups and leaders who were targeted by your investigation. Their financial records were obtained, records of the RNC, the Trump campaign, Cleta Mitchell, the Conservative Partnership Institute, the America First Policy Institute, NRCC, NRSC, PACs, conservative groups, people all across the country, citizens, because we hear a lot about members of Congress. And we should, because of separation of powers and the egregious abuse of power. But what we're not talking about enough, in my opinion, are the American citizens that have been targeted. Because frankly, are there any limits to the power of a special prosecutor or special counsel? So much so in your abuse of power that in the summer of 2024, the indictment involving classified documents was dismissed after determining your appointment violated the Appointments Clause of the Constitution. But you continue to sign your name on court filings until the time you resigned from office in January of 2025. A federal judge just recently stated a prosecutor who continues to sign his name in court filings after a disqualification order should face disciplinary action or disbarment. I yield back.
Gentlemen. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm gonna play a whole big section of that tomorrow.
This is Liam Ramos,
the other question,
a 5-year-old boy that was kidnapped by ICE, along with his father,
this is
when they got home from school. And they still had the audacity to try to use him as bait and have him knock on their door to see if anybody else was home that they could take.
That's not what happened. The child was abandoned. Here's what happened, and this is coming directly from Homeland Security. They posted this on X.
I'm going to go right till 7 o'clock, and then I'll get off.
This child was abandoned.
TV can get on
January 20th, ICE conducted a targeted operation to arrest
I should be on tomorrow either at 4 or 5.
Arias, an illegal alien from Ecuador who was released into the U.S. by the Biden administration. As agents approached the driver, Adrian fled on foot, abandoning his child. For the child's safety, one of our ICE officers remained with the child while the other officers apprehended him. And when I say him, I mean Adrian. I don't mean the child. Parents are asked if they want to be removed with their children, or ICE will place the children with a safe person the parent designates. This is consistent with past administration's immigration enforcement. So no, they didn't go target and arrest a 5-year-old. That is a lie. But again,
but
don't let the truth get in the way of the narrative that Democrats want to push. They're not worried about the truth. They're worried about narrative control. If they can get enough people to hate ICE, maybe it will slow down or stop ICE's enforcement, therefore leaving all these illegal aliens in Democrat states, which helps Democrats' power at the federal level when it comes to abortion.
Oh, yeah, he needs to spar, go to jail, everything.
How many members of the House each
There's
state
so
gets,
many, though.
and how many electoral
it's
votes
just
each state
too many
gets.
targets,
so
really.
When illegals are being removed from Democrat states, this is hurting their power at the federal level, and they don't want that. So again, they did not target a 5-year-old. The kid was abandoned, and then one of the ICE agents decided to stay with the kid to keep him safe. But that's all I got for now. And just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter. I send that out every morning around 7 a.m. Central. It's a good tool to.
Yep. Listen to what the Virginia Democrats just did. They get in power, and this is exactly what they do. Watch this.
Virginia Democrats are now in the business of protecting pedophiles. Did you guys hear about that? Newfound democratically run Virginia is now presenting a bill to remove mandatory minimum sentences for rape and child pornography conviction. House Bill 863, introduced during the 2026 session, which is this month, amends sections of the Virginia Code governing rape, forcible sodomy, and child pornography production. The legislation strikes existing language that requires minimum prison sentences, instead allowing courts to determine punishment within established sentencing ranges. And if you guys didn't know, under the current law, individuals convicted of rape involving victims under 13 or offenders significantly older than their victims, again, pedophilia, face mandatory minimum sentences of 25 years to life. So Virginians, I'm going to ask you this. Is this what you voted for? Is this what you stand for? You want to minimize the punishment for people who hurt children? I mean, as a conservative myself, I already know that you guys hate kids. You're the party of killing kids, like, let's be honest. But you're also the party of protecting pedophiles.
There's some on the left.
And in my opinion, I don't think any bill should ever be introduced to minimize.
There's some on the left that believe that you should be able to have sex with a newborn baby, day of birth. There's some on the left.
The sentencing for people who harm children. If anything, I think that they should have stricter standards. I think 25 years is just not enough when you're raping kids, hurting kids. So I want to hear from you guys. What is the reasoning for this? What positive outcome can actually come about from this? And why, oh why, are you fighting so hard to protect pedophiles? Your party will never win again if you keep pushing laws like this.
That makes me sick.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
Unbelievable.
For committing fraud on a massive scale and using daycares as your cover-up.
And this is the guy right here. Watch what he asked for.
This court sentences you to 30 years in state prison.
Can you just deport me, please?
Absolutely not. You'll do your full sentence here and will be deported afterwards.
He wanted to be deported and take all that money with him.
Here's the point. We can do a good job of enforcing our immigration laws without the chaos, but it actually requires the cooperation of state and local officials. If you look at blue cities and blue states, red cities and red states, you go to Austin, Texas, or Memphis, Tennessee. You go to the state of Texas, obviously a very red state, or the state of Tennessee, a very red state, but you've got blue cities within those states. You do not have this level of chaos. The reason why things have gotten so out of hand is because of failure of cooperation between the state and local authorities and what these guys are trying to do. We have a ton of resources, a ton of ICE agents in this city right now that I would rather us not have. I'd love to send those guys home. They're not even doing targeted immigration enforcement. They are trying to protect ICE officers
for years,
who are doing immigration enforcement, because when a crowd...
And my wife has been out for many times with heart surgeries and stuff. So she was out of work and then back to work, out of work, back to work. She's had 34 surgeries since we've been together. So
crowd surrounds them, and these guys call 911. The local officials, the local cops have been told to stand down. So we have people here who aren't even doing immigration enforcement. They're doing force protection, so that if a rioter tries to ruin the life or assault an ICE officer, they're actually protected. Now, why doesn't it make more sense for the local cops to get involved in that situation? Why not just have the mayor or the local officials tell the police officers, you know what? If an ICE officer is being assaulted by a far left agitator, you are invited. You should actually help them. That's what would work out in any normal situation. And that's what happens in nearly every jurisdiction, red or blue, in the United States of America. The reason it hasn't happened here is because the local authorities have been told, stand down, do not help ICE, promote the violence, promote the agitation, but don't do anything to lower the temperature and lower the chaos. That's a problem.
In fact, they're talking about doing more, believe it or not. Here, this one's in Maine. They're ripping us off on healthcare.
I know these guys. I'll talk to, hopefully, Mustafa's here. These guys had a long audit process that they did not go well for them. So maybe they're home.
8 to 5 doesn't mean much anymore, huh? That doesn't stop everybody.
Yeah, so Mustafa Alamedi, as far as I can tell, is a 25-year-old Mainer, and he has billed over $1 million from 2021 to 2024. He was audited, and his error billing rate was about 70%, which means that he couldn't justify or provide documentation for 70% of the billing he submitted, which worked out to like six. Yeah,
that don't even exist. That's why.
But while he was being audited, he strung along the state, sending him emails saying, "Oh, my family's got COVID. Oh, we all went to the emergency room." I can't tell you how many times his kid got sick and he had to get an extension on submitting the documentation. This is happening throughout 2024. As this is happening, he's allowed to continue submitting bills to the state, and the state continues paying him like $400,000 or $500,000. Only in February of 2025, more than a year into the audit process, did they stop billing, and clearly he's still in an office space. The classic sign of a very legitimate business is primehomecare6@gmail.com.
6.
Prestige Home Cares for the business Prestige Home Care.
Gotta find someone that can spell. Tell you that.
Now, please keep your hands where we can see them. It's just money for my family. Wallahi, I don't do nothing wrong.
You're transporting over $500,000 in undeclared currency. We have to seize
I
it.
need it for home. Please, I beg you.
Ma'am, you're being detained right now. Turn around for me.
There's actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Yeah, I was just at the one of the events, and I support the work you guys are doing. They said that BlackRock was behind all the climate stuff, so I really appreciate that.
Got BlackRock behind us.
We spoke to a lot of people, and I spoke to this one guy from Denmark, and it was remarkable because he actually said that they would think about doing artificial rain, and he works with DARPA.
We're looking at Vanguard Technologies for creating an own platform.
Oh, and disability. Okay, Gregory.
Laser light comms from DARPA.
And are you familiar with this? How about SAI, stratospheric aerosol injections?
Oh, yeah.
Sulfur
See how they're taking money from us?
Atmosphere.
Gotta listen to this close.
We work in that space, yes.
And as I was recording this guy comes up to me, a farmer from this region, and he says he wants to shoot Trump. Trump's a clown. This is the best point to shoot. Can we just take a photo of it? To shoot the president. That's a tour. He's going to blow him up.
Someone noticed the wig, so we have to get the hell out of here.
Here's a full version of that, but that was a short version. It's coming to you soon.
January 6th was chaos.
Yeah, chaos. You organized. You called the shots and told them to stand down. And what about the 274 agents placed there by the FBI? Boom. Down goes Crying Chuck. What a pathetic swing that was, Nancy.
Here, this should fit.
For almost 5 decades, I have been a liberal Democrat. Okay?
50 years.
I had raised my children to be Democrats and believe in the Democratic Party. All of that. And it took for this last election for me to have to sit down and do some real research and find out, like, who am I truly going to vote for and why? And it wasn't until a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, that I realized they've been lying to us this whole time. We've been getting screwed this whole time. And the
5 years,
devastation that
wow.
I felt, I cannot put into words. It was as if I was in a marriage
Wow.
with someone for 30 plus years.
Sometimes
and
it
I
helps
come to
getting it
find
all at
out
once.
that they don't even love me. They got a whole new family of immigrants that they care about more, and they're only using me for my money. I am their slave. And if I choose to leave them and go over here to these
She's
red
figured it
folks,
out.
then
So many
they're going to
have.
try to make my life a living hell. Being a Democrat is like being in a very toxic and abusive relationship.
It is.
And I just pray that more and more of my people get out of that toxic and abusive relationship and conform to the true conservative values that you were raised with. We were raised with these values. Man and woman should be married. You don't just go out here and keep on getting pregnant about everybody just because you can kill them. Your body is sacred. You love and you worship God. And you respect the house of the Lord.
Because you drive truck?
We all know that.
I bet you're getting a lot of conversations,
family
Gregory.
first. Family, God, faith, all that's first. All of these things were taught to us as we were being raised in regards to who raised us or how we were being raised. This is what has been bred into us. So for the Democratic Party to make us
Mr. Fixer, I'm just about to end though.
Accept all this
you'll have to go back and watch.
Like kids being able to transition and taking the Bible out of the prayer out of schools and all of this nonsense. You got to take the jab if you want to work. No, we were not raised like that. That is not part of who we are. If we truly want to return to who we are, you got to get over there with them conservatives because that's where it's at. That's who we truly are.
Do you miss working at the plant? Miss working at the plant? All right, I'm going to end it here so Vivi can get on and all that. I know she usually comes on at 7 and that. I should be on either at 4 or 5 tomorrow, depending on what's going on. All right? Take care. I'll post something on the time when I'm going to be on. It's going to be a lot on the Jack Smith stuff and all that. All right? Take care. God bless everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.